Cool. Okay, so last time we looked into, wait, no, this one, the create service.
Mhm.
And basically, I think we basically only talked about the sequence here and how we
Yes.
can put security policies in it. And so I thought about this a little bit more, and I think I identified a few places where we probably should like hook in and load the policies. So I thought maybe the first one. So here's where we load the project CI config, and
Mhm.
so there's one thing where we load the content, and then the other thing is where we um, process the content. I think I have
Mhm.
this one maybe. Right. So basically, we already have the config YAML, and then we use this YAML processor to yeah, transform it into I'm actually not sure what we are transforming it to some kind of
Mhm.
yeah, data structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here we are. And then I thought, so I added those two lines because I thought, okay, after which you could do the same with the security policy content. We could load it, then
Mm.
process it, and and I think every
And
part of
and
this, yeah,
sorry to interrupt. So the first two, the content and process, at the end of these steps, we have the command YAML processor result, right? Because we are
right.
assigning the result to the YAML processor result of the command. So as far as I understand, you are also assigning something after this new two chain steps.
Yes, so I didn't really build those. I just
Okay.
put it
But
here.
you are
But
planning, you are planning to do that.
right, exactly. Yeah, so
Mhm.
I started doing this a bit. So here's the command thing,
Mhm.
and I added so security policy content. So that's the
Mhm.
YAML content, and
Mhm.
then we have it's basically a copy of this. We have config content, and then I thought, okay, we need security policy content, and then there's YAML processor result, and then I thought we need the same for security policy
Okay.
stuff.
We are probably gonna rename them to execution policy or something. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's
Anyway, no
true. Yeah,
problem. No problem. I just wanted to mention.
yeah, that's a good point. Well, maybe I can make a note here. Uh, Rename to
Also, the
execution
step
policy.
names will also be renamed with those.
Yeah, we don't really need security in here, right? We
Yes. I mean, as far as I understand, from the last meeting, Fabio mentioned that we want to integrate something general, and so that security can just use it to inject their
yeah.
policy, and other than after another group just inject their policy, something like that.
Ah, okay, yeah. That
But
makes
I don't
sense.
know. Maybe
Uh,
I mean, maybe we don't need to think about too abstract right now. Okay, we can focus on security policy, but
mhm.
still the naming of the class or naming of this stuff should be execution policy to make
Okay,
sure.
yeah, that's a good
And
point.
yeah, anyway, not important right now. We can continue to explain.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So then we have it in the command, and
Mhm.
I'm not sure what the validate after config is doing.
Let
Um,
me see. I think okay, I know what it does.
this one. Oh,
So this is about the credit for.
that's an EE thing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's an yeah. You don't need to think about it. I also don't know the details, but you don't have to think about it right now.
Yeah, cool. So security policies is also EE, but I currently just put everything
Mm-hmm.
in here, and then we can abstract it to EE later, I
Yep,
thought.
yep, of
Um,
course, yeah.
cool. Remove unwanted chat jobs. So I think we don't have to worry about this. And
Probably yes.
uh, what's seed block? Uh, seed block. Seems like we can pass some blocks to the pipeline, and they get
But
executed.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So
Well, maybe.
when we call this service, we can also pass a block here. That's what I understand. But okay. Okay, I see. So, okay, it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't have to think about it, but I mean, if you want to know, so if you pass a block when calling this create pipeline service, that block must not save this pipeline. Okay, it can manipulate the
Okay.
pipeline, it can add something, but it cannot save. So that make sure that okay, it didn't save the pipeline. So I think that's that.
Okay. Okay, cool. But could we, I just thought maybe we could use this block thing to inject the policy stuff, but that's probably not, we're not going to be like deep enough because we want to do some modifications later. So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, you added it. Cool. And then okay, yeah, and then I thought we could. I'm not sure why I commented it because I didn't create the classes yet. Okay, then usually we do this, but I thought okay, we probably want to evaluate the policy workflow rules first, and then
you also added merge request policy, right? You also added that.
Right.
Merge
I'm coming to
request.
this later. Yeah, but because I basically thought so. We still have those two separate configs. And then we can evaluate the workflow rules for each one separately. But I think at some points we need to merge those into a single pipeline. And this is what
Okay.
I thought
Okay.
we
It is
could do
about
here.
merging. Okay. I thought merge security. I thought merge request security policy, something like that. Okay. I thought completely different thing. Okay. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, so this is basically what I thought after we evaluated the workflow rules and we evaluated that the pipeline can run, that we can like merge it together and then yeah, I think then we can just go through the next steps and
Yes.
yeah, do
Yeah.
whatever it needs to do.
Yes, it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So this is pretty much the sequence I had in mind. And yeah, I think the next step is probably to just build those steps and see if they work. And
yeah, because we are also thinking about evaluating this execution policy within its own context.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it will evaluate the rules by itself. It will also evaluate the job rules in itself, right? Because as far as I remember, the seed here, the 2 lines below that you selected right now, 28. So in seed, as far as I remember, there is the rules evaluation happening for the jobs.
Okay.
Not,
well, let's see. Seed.
and you need to follow then seed pipeline. You just go below and you will see another class we are calling, yes, seed pipeline 50.
This one.
Yes,
Seed pipeline.
yes. And
this one.
I think, and 46th line 46, you will see seed stage, and you will also need to go in there.
Stage.
And finally, line 20, you will see seed build.
Okay.
So in this seed build, we are evaluating the rules and we are excluding the jobs.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about the excluding, but we are evaluating the rules here. That's what I am sure.
Okay. Okay, so okay. So we the global workflow rules, they evaluated in the sequence, like in the evaluate workflow rules step. And this
Yes.
is evaluating the job rules. Okay. Yeah, what I'm still not sure about is how should it behave if, let's say, the security policy, the global workflow rules say, okay, we should run a pipeline, and then the other workflow rules say we shouldn't run the pipeline. Should the security policy like take precedence, and we run the whole pipeline, like basically override the other workflow
Okay,
rules?
okay, so we need to think about first. We need to think about two things. So first, workflow rules, then build rules. So what I was trying to mention here, what do we do about the build rules, individual build rules? So let's think about this first, then answer your question later. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Yeah, okay. So here, did you see the method name included question mark 42, the line 42? So you
This one?
see that, yeah, so that's the thing that we are deciding if we include the job or not.
Okay.
Uh, uh, let me try, okay, let me see something. Yeah, that's where we are trying to do. So that's why, I mean, last time we talked about that maybe we need to run this we need to run this step, the seed step for the execution policy first, in the create pipeline service. So I mean I made you open this file because I just wanted you to see that okay, there is something going on with the rules for the each job here. So you don't, I mean, you will not touch this file. I just wanted to see you here. I just want you to see this. Okay. So can you go back to the create pipeline service again? So yeah, what do you
sorry,
want to
go ahead.
do with, what do you want to do with this, for example, process security policy step, the line 20. So what do you want to do with this process security policies? What's going to happen in there?
I thought we could do the same as we do with the where is it? Process. Well, maybe I actually started with that. But let's look at the basically do the same, like we run the CI YAML processor, but instead of the config content, we give it the security or the policy config content. And so basically do the same as this one, just for policies.
Okay. So, and can you go back to the source again? And okay, in this evaluate security policy workflow rules step, I understand you will just again evaluate the workflow rules of the policy within the security policy context, right?
Yes.
In that context.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. But okay, you are doing it there, but what about the builds of, I mean, each build of the security policy?
I see. So we probably also need a seed for security policy for the security policy content.
Yeah, but that's not the, I mean, we should do before the merging, not after the merging.
Yeah. Okay, so we evaluate the global workflow rules, but we also need to evaluate the build workflow rules.
Not workflow, but we can say build rules.
Or build rules, yeah. Build rules.
Or I would like to name it as maybe seed. I mean, security policy seed. Because it's part of the seed.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we should do something like this. Seed execution policy.
maybe after the evaluate workflow rules. So you can change the 25 and 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this.
Mhm.
Evaluate each build
Mhm.
or
And
each policy build.
yes, then the merging should be done after the main seed, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So it should
So
be here.
yes, so we are gonna merge the seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Merge. Merge seeded policy and config
Yes.
builds. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Um.
I think that I mean that seemed work, but let's see. I also don't know 100%. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's think about your other question that, okay, let's say security workflow rules say that it doesn't work, but workflow rules say it works, or vice versa, right?
Yeah. Right. So
Okay,
my
I think this
initial
is this. Yeah, okay, go ahead, please.
so my initial thought about this was um, that it should only, like, if let's say the policy says okay, let's run it,
Mm-hmm.
but the config says don't run it, we would
Mm-hmm.
only run the policy jobs and discard
Mm-hmm.
the other config, and yeah, other way around. But I was not sure if this is a good idea because I think it's supposed to work together. Yeah, probably also depends on the use cases, but I'm not sure if the policy pipeline works if the project pipeline doesn't run. So I think maybe there's some dependent, or else we will mess up some dependencies or something like this.
Mm-hmm. I
So that was my initial thought, and the other
mm-hmm.
thought was maybe yeah, maybe we should say okay, if the policy says run the pipeline, we run the whole pipeline no matter what, or no matter if other workflow rules say we shouldn't run it. So they kind of take precedence over the other ones. Yeah, and I'm not sure what's the best approach here.
What about just giving this decision to the user? Just, in the execution policy, when a user creates an execution policy, there will be a checkbox that force run or not, something like that. So if a user just select okay, I want this policy to be forced, even if it doesn't work in the workflow rules or not, just run this policy. So if
Yeah,
it's selected, we will just run this policy. If it is not, we don't run by force. Did I explain it
yeah,
clearly?
yeah.
Is
That makes sense. Like, or they can choose like if only run the policy jobs
Mhm.
without the rest of the pipeline, or if the policy jobs run to force the whole pipeline to run.
I mean, no. No one should force to run the whole pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't. We need to extract this idea from our thoughts right now. So because if a pipeline does not want to be run by workflows, we should not run it in any
Okay.
case. So we should only think about whether we should run the policy or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that depends on the user behavior. So that's why I think we should provide an option to the user that okay, force this policy or not.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think maybe we should ask Grant what he thinks,
Mm-hmm.
because he usually has a lot of use cases in mind, so he probably
Mm-hmm.
can give us more
Yeah.
ideas about this. Okay. Yeah, I think that pretty much answers my questions. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
let me
it is going well, but of course, we need to see a POC. So because it just, abstract right now. So maybe it works, maybe not. Maybe you think something wrong, I think something wrong. So I don't know. So
Yeah,
we need to see in live.
yeah, true. Okay, cool. But I think with that I can start building or I had this one POC, but it has a different
Mhm.
approach.
Mhm.
But I think with that I can start working on a new one.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is that we had the goal of releasing this in 17.0, so that's like 1.5 milestones away, and I'm not sure. Like, yeah, it
Is
depends
it our
on
goal? Is it 17.0 is our goal or 17.1?
17.0. So
Hmm.
not that much time left, but I think yeah, we just have to, or I just have to start with a POC, and then maybe we
Mhm.
can find a way to like simplify it
Mhm.
in a way that we yeah, can build it, and then I mean it doesn't have to be perfect on the
Mhm.
first run. We can then, and also grant that we can prioritize on refactoring it afterwards. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's the idea. The problem with that is because we started working on this whole feature a few milestones back. Like I
Mhm.
think I remember one, but it was like a few milestones back. And then we had this experiment with scan execution pipelines, and then we changed plans, and this is why we're already a bit behind with that.
Yeah,
And
I know, I know.
yeah, so that's so Grant yesterday. Grant told me again that we that's important to yeah aim for 17.0. So
Mhm.
that's the one thing I'm worried about, but I think it's still worth yeah building out the POC, and yeah maybe then we can figure out how to simplify it and make it work.
Yeah. So, okay, so you need to fill one, two, three, right? You need to create three steps here, right?
One,
Or,
two,
oh, sorry, not three, five.
yeah, I think this one already exists.
Yes, this one
One,
exists.
three,
Yeah,
four. Yeah,
five. Okay.
okay.
But I mean, most of the steps are already there. So you may probably just copy and just make adjustments.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's pretty much of yeah mostly copy
Mhm.
paste and just adjusting a few things, and yeah, so maybe it looks more complex than it actually is.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Because I mean, in the content or process policies, the 19 and 20, so they are probably similar to the two lines. So two lines, the content and process, and then
yeah,
evaluate security workflow rules. Probably it's also similar to evaluate rules.
yeah.
And this seed execution policy probably just call this the main seed uh,
Hmm.
class, the pipeline seed pipeline. Probably it calls that, and the merging will be, I don't know, maybe straightforward. Okay,
Yeah.
of course, it's just theory right now, but I think we are in a good shape right now. So, I mean, you can just ping me whenever you want I don't know,
Hmm.
during the creating the POC or just right after the POC, and I can take a look quickly.
Yeah, yeah, let's do this. I
Mm-hmm.
think yeah that's a good strategy.
Yep.
um yeah, I'll just focus on this and figure
Okay.
something out, and then we can continue to
Mm-hmm.
discuss it.
Yep. Yep.
um
Just ping me whenever you want.
yeah, cool. By the way, we also have this other meeting, but I'm not sure, like Fabio is out this week. And I thought
Hmm.
maybe I could, unless
Yeah,
Grant has something
we
something
can cancel
important.
it maybe.
Yeah, because then I have more time to focus on the on the POC.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll ask Grant what he thinks, and
Okay. Okay. Yep. We can
cool.
cancel it. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Of
That was
course.
very helpful, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I have something to show.
Yep. Yep. Of course. Yep. See you later.
Cool. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.